Welcome to Wet Fish Films Tutorials. My name is Tony Howells. Today's video tutorial is about balanced lighting for underwater video. First, let's deal with the quality of light. When videoing, we need to have an understanding of the quality of light to be able to get natural looking video. I define natural looking video as video that looks the same as when you were looking with your eyes. How often have you come back from your dives and you've thought to yourself, this doesn't look anything like it did when I was underwater? I don't mean the composition, although that is important. What I do mean is the colours of the fish, the surroundings, the water. Often in UK waters, the water looks very green and the colours look a bit grey and washed out. Why is that? It's because we haven't been able to set the camera up to the same quality of light as the light that's surrounding us. Let's define the quality of light. So let's start with a basic description. The light that surrounds us at any given time we would call the ambient light. In other words, the light surrounding us. It means the light that surrounds us at any given time. So as an example, right now, the light that's surrounding me. But it gives no indication of the quality of that light. How do we normally describe light's quality? In general, we could say things like it's bright, it's dim, but none of these give you an indication to the light's quality. And moreover, you can't set your camera to it's dim or it's bright. So what we really need to do is define its quality. Moreover, we can't set that in our camera. So we need to be able to define some light quality that the camera understands, and then we can set the camera and off you go. Ambient light defined. If there is no light and you switch on your video camera and start filming, it will be dark, black. Without the light, there is no image. There is a scale that defines the quality of light. It's the Kelvin Scale. It gives a scale that equates precisely to the quality of light, and then you can set your camera to it. Result. Kelvin is the base unit of temperature in the SI system, having the unit capital K. It is named after the Belfast-born engineer and physicist William Thomas Kelvin. So if you were out on a bright sunny day with a blue sky and you had a Kelvin meter in your hand and you measured the light, it would register around 5,500 Kelvin. We now have a meter reading we can use to set the white balance on our camera to 5,500 Kelvin. If we do that, the camera is now balanced to the same colour temperature as the ambient light around us. So what does this mean for our films? It means white will look white, black will look black, all the other colours will look natural compared to when you're looking at them on that bright sunny day. So we now have balance. Okay, let's see that for real on video. The first 10-second clip you will see was filmed on my GoPro 8. The white balance was set to auto. What it shows is a wide spectrum of well saturated colours. However, the sky is oversaturated blue and at the blue end of the spectrum. What follows is 10-second clips with nothing else other than white balance set to the options that are available on a GoPro 8. I will describe what it looks like and why. The thing you have to bear in mind is this was a blue sky, sunny day. As a result, the ambient light around us would have been around 5,500 Kelvin. And remember, we're looking for what looks natural. Here we can see the same scene filmed on the same camera with exactly the same settings, except for the colour white balance, set to 2,300 Kelvin. As a result, all of the colours except blue are very washed out. The blue's overwhelming and overwhelming in the sky. In this clip, the white balance is set to 2,800 Kelvin. There is almost no difference from 2,300 Kelvin. Still very washed out colours, still overly blue at the blue end of the spectrum. Here's the same clip again, set to 3,200 Kelvin. And again, you can see there's almost no change at all. It's overwhelmingly blue, and the colours are just so poorly saturated it would look horrible in an underwater video. Here the colour temperature is set to 4000 Kelvin. You can now start to see the sky has a little bit more colour detail and definition in it and isn't quite so overwhelmingly blue. If say you were videoing without video lights in the UK in green waters, setting your camera up to 4000 Kelvin would give you a predominantly blue water column. So maybe this is worth a try and see what your videos look like. This setting is set to GoPro Native. It's one of those oddities really in the GoPro setting list. I'm not quite sure what native relates to, but as you can see, colours are starting to look broader and more colourful, but everything looks just slightly muted, as though it's not quite as colourful as it should be. Here the colour temperature is set to 4500 Kelvin. You're starting to see the first colour temperature that looks normal. You can see the sky has white streaks in it, and the trees in the background have a golden hue. Here the colour temperature is set to 5000 Kelvin. You can start to see a broader spectrum of colours. It's noteworthy that between 4500 Kelvin and 5000 Kelvin is only 500K, and it doesn't make a huge difference. Here the colour temperature is set to 5500 Kelvin, and I think you'll agree everything is starting to look very normal. The birds that have white on them look white. The trees, where there's black on them, they look black and well defined. The hues right across the broad spectrum are looking really nice. I think you'll agree that the video is now balanced to the ambient light conditions. Here the colour temperature is set to 6000 Kelvin. 6000 Kelvin is only 500K above ambient light conditions, so there is almost no change. But the one notable thing about it is an awful lot of very inexpensive video lights are set around 6000 Kelvin. That would give you a reasonable balance above water, and it would be balanced underwater with your video light. So well worth thinking about 6000 Kelvin as one of your permanent settings. Here the colour temperature is set to 6500K, and I think you'll agree the sky is starting to look a little washed out. However, this setting would be more useful in tropical areas where the sky is much bluer and the water is much bluer, and as a result wouldn't look quite so washed out. So maybe this is a good balance for tropical waters, especially when using a video light. So as a little recap, what have we learned? It's important to set the right white balance Kelvin temperature for the ambient light conditions. It's notable that the correct K temperature is also dependent on the ambient light conditions surrounding you at any time when you're filming. In the UK, on a bright sunny day, the Kelvin temperature is around 5500 Kelvin. Generally, when we're filming underwater, we have mixed ambient light conditions. We have light conditions from the surrounding water, plus that of your video lamp, so you're requiring a decent balance. We can see 6000 Kelvin for your light is only 500K above normal light conditions for a bright sunny day. Anyway, that's all from Wetfish Films tutorial today. Onward and upward to the next video. See you soon. Bye.